everyone. I am Cindy Shores, and this is my friend Lauren. We want to thank all of you for making this week of Scuba VBS such a success. I am excited to share our incredible week with all of you.
Okay, everyone, it's time to get things rolling this morning. So can I have all the children, teens who helped out, youth, and the volunteers, everybody else stand up with us and congregation, and we're going to sing our theme song.
Okay. Ready to sing? Okay. Thanks, God, for all the good things you do. Thanks, God. Come on. You are my light and my truth. Whoa. Thanks, God, for the good things you've made. Thanks, God, for this heart that was saved. Oh, thanks, God. All the waves when they crash, when they roar. So much fun run up to the shore. Thanks, God. All the pleasures under the deep, down to the bottom where I'll never reach. Thanks, God. Oh, that you love me, I'm so amazed. Makes me want to say, thanks, God, for all the good. Come on. Thanks, God. You look like oh, thanks, God, for the good things you've made. Thanks, God, for this heart that was saved. Oh, thanks, God. Your love, watch me here. I come, I'm diving into your love. Watch me here. I come. Thanks, God, for all the good things you do. Thanks, God. You're my light and my truth. Oh, thanks, God, for the good things you've made. Thanks, God, for this heart that was saved. Oh, thanks, God. All right. Good job, everybody. You may sit on your bottoms. Thank you. All right. Now, the children already know this answer, so they're not allowed to give it away. Okay, Austin, hang on to it, because I'm going to let you reveal it in a minute, because I know you know this answer. But as you can see, this week, our theme was scuba. So if you know me, every year when we do our theme, I have to dress the part. So I got the scuba gear on. I'm ready to go. Even got the goggles. Although when I wear them, I can't see too well. So they're going to come down right now. Anyhow, do any of you happen to know what scuba, S-C-U-B-A, what does it stand for? It's an acronym. Each letter stands for something. Anybody have a guess? Oh, come on. S. We'll do it one letter at a time. Self. Good guess. Self is actually correct. Self something. C. Oh, Carrie Blackett, man, she knew it. Good job, Carrie. You stole Austin's thunder, though. He was ready to say it because that child had that in his head this week. All right, so self-contained underwater breathing apparatus is what scuba actually stands for. So this week, when the kids came to scuba every day, we embarked on an underwater adventure, as you can see up here on the set, to dive into a deep, long-lasting friendship with God. We are so lucky to have God as our friend.
Each day at VBS, we learn about important Bible points. On day 1, our Bible buddy Tad, the frogfish, taught us that God is a friend who's real.
Thanks, God.
Our Bible verse from day 1 will be shared with us. Who's doing that one?
Addie.
Addie. By Addie.
Give her the mic. Lauren, she needs a mic.
The Bible verse from day 1 is from John chapter 6, verse 69. It says, "We believe and we know you are the Holy One of God."
On our first day of Scuba, the children learned about the struggles that the prophet Elijah went through. Elijah believed in God through the good times and the bad times. His faith never wavered. So today, we're going to watch the Spotlight VBS show from day one to learn a little bit more about Elijah.
Today's weather forecast is once again dry. Just like every forecast for the last 3 years. 0 chance of rain. And today is no different. We have no fronts moving into the... this just in. There's still no rain in the forecast, but the prophet Elijah is up to something. He and the prophets of Baal are calling down fire from heaven. That's a new one for the weather forecast. Since Baal isn't real, there's a 0% chance of fire from heaven while those prophets dance and cry out. But you might want to seek shelter because now it's Elijah's turn. Elijah is calling on the real God, and yes, here it is, fire. Whoa! Folks, I've never seen anything like this. This fire from heaven burned up not only the sacrifice and the wood, but even the stones. Stones don't usually burn up, but, well, God is the real deal. Plus, all that stuff was soaking wet. Okay, the excitement is over, and it's dry once again, but wait, what's this? Do I see a tiny cloud on the radar? Yes, there it is. Nothing to worry about, it's just the size of my fist. Whoa! Get out those umbrellas after all, because it's raining cats and dogs. I have never seen a storm come out of nowhere like this. Well, the rain is over, and with it the crazy weather. Elijah seems to just be taking a nap and eating, so maybe God will let the weather be a little calmer now. Oh my goodness, I take it back. I'm feeling a little breeze coming from Mount Sinai. Whoa, not such a little breeze. This is the biggest windstorm I've ever seen. I can't keep up with this forecast. Just when the wind was over, now we have an earthquake. Take cover. Whew, the earthquake is over, but what's going on now? Do I smell smoke? Not more fire. Is it really over? It's so quiet out. You could hear a pin drop. No rain, no wind, no earthquake, no fire, but shh. Do I hear a little whisper? It's too quiet for me to hear from our new studio, but it sounds like God is giving a special message to Elijah. I just hope it's not about any more weird weather patterns. I don't really understand what just happened, but one thing is for sure with God sending this wild and crazy weather. God is a friend who's real.
Thanks, God.
All right, that was awesome. Now let's have all of our kids stand up and sing Count Your Blessings together. Please join with us if you wish.
Okay.
When you are discouraged, making all these lost, count your minutes.
All right, good job, kiddos. You may sit on your bottoms. Thank you. Well, on our second day of Scuba, our Bible buddy was Finley, the dolphin. And Finley taught us that God is a friend who loves. Thanks, God. Aaron is going to share with you the Bible verse from day 2.
The second Bible verse this week is from John chapter 13, verse 34. Just as I have loved you, you should love each other.
That is really hard to do sometimes, Cindy. And the Bible story from day 2, Jonah was sent by God to talk to the people of Nineveh, but Jonah was scared to do this, so he ran away and tried to hide from God. A giant fish swallowed him, and he spent 3 days living in the fish's belly. Finally, Jonah obeyed God and did as he was asked. The people in Nineveh listened to Jonah and were saved. At Bible Adventure on Tuesday, the kids even got to experience the lesson from inside the belly of that great big fish. So let's watch a Bible Spotlight VBS show for day 2 right now.
Jonah was a prophet, a messenger from God. But one day, God gave a message Jonah did not want to deliver, a warning to the city of Nineveh. So off Jonah went, in the wrong direction. Jonah hopped on a boat and hightailed it out of there. But Jonah forgot that he couldn't run away from God. God knew right where Jonah was and sent a major storm. The sailors were so scared, and Jonah knew it was his fault. So he had the sailors throw him into the sea. The storm stopped, and God sent a big fish to swallow Jonah so he wouldn't drown. Jonah spent 3 days praying in that fish. And then the fish spit him out onto the shore. Jonah knew what he had to do, so he went to Nineveh. When he told the people God was going to destroy their city in 40 days, the people were so sorry. They stopped doing evil things and showed God how sorry they were. God, being so full of love and mercy, decided to save their city. That made Jonah mad. He sat and moped about it while watching to see if Nineveh would get destroyed after all. God told Jonah he should be glad God loved the people of Nineveh and saved them. Jonah shouldn't care about people. But even if Jonah wasn't loving, God is a friend who loves.
Thanks, God. Awesome job, guys. Just imagine if all of us listened to Jesus and obeyed God, the entire world could be saved. I love the story of how Jonah ended up making a good choice at the end. So we're going to have the kids stand up and sing the song called One True God. Go ahead, guys. Getting lots of exercise today, aren't you? faithful God. You are the one true God. You are the faithful God. All right, good job, kids. So you may sit on your bottoms. All right, so on Wednesday, which was our third day of Scuba, our Bible buddy, Fisher, who was, the kids thought maybe it was a sea lion, but it wasn't. What was it, guys? It's a seal, that's right. Fisher the seal showed us that God is a friend we can trust. Thanks, God. So Jason is going to share our Bible verse with us from day 3. He's so enthused.
I know, always.
I know.
The Bible verse from day 3 is from John chapter 14, verse 27. I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart.
At Bible Adventure on day 3, the children learned the disciples were very afraid when they were on a boat with Jesus in the middle of a really big storm. The winds were blowing hard and the waves were throwing the boat all over the place in the water. The disciples were afraid that they would sink, but Jesus showed the disciples that they could trust God to take care of them. And so can we. When we are afraid, we can trust God too. So let's watch our Spotlight VBS from day 3.
One day, Jesus' friends were out for a sail, but this evening cruise became quite the tale. It started out normal, just crossing the lake, but soon the waves grew and started to break. The storm got so wild that it posed quite a threat, and Jesus' poor friends were starting to sweat. The watery waves tumbled higher and higher, and soon this boat trip became rather dire. The water smashed, splashed, and crashed right into the boat. If that kept up, it would no longer float. The men felt so sure they were going to drown. But where was Jesus? They looked all around. At the back of the boat, Jesus snoozed, sound asleep, as if the loud storm wasn't making a beat. While Jesus dozed, his head on a pillow, the waves continued to crash into the billow. The disciples cried out, "We're going to die! Jesus, wake up! Why? Oh, why? Don't you even care at all? There's a major storm. This is no minor squall." So Jesus got up and said with a thrill, "Waves, be silent. Waves, be still." All of a sudden, the winds just stopped. The waves so high immediately dropped. The storm was over. Now there was peace. Would this make the disciples' faith increase? They never had to be afraid, not with Jesus there to aid. So, when your life feels like a bust, remember that God is a friend we can trust.
Thanks, God.
At VBS every year we talk about God sightings. God sightings are how the children see God in action all over the place, whether it be at church or at home or out and about. So throughout the week we had our crew leaders hang God sightings that the kids saw throughout the week over on the kitchen door there. So if you would like to, at the end of the service, you can walk over there and see the amazing God sightings our kids saw all week long this week.
Now, today, for our little demonstration, I want to show you how God is a friend we can trust. All right. Well, we are all going to have problems in our lives. And just because you are a Christian and believe in Jesus does not mean that your life is going to be problem-free. Far from it. But some of our problems that we're going to have are going to be very, very big ones. Others, not so big. But being friends with God does not mean that God's just going to erase all of our problems and make everything go away and everything's going to be hunky-dory all of our lives long. That's not how it works. Problems are all around us, just like the water that you see up here in my tank. So today, we're going to do a buoyancy experiment. Now, the children have already seen this in action. So today, big people, you're going to be involved, all right? Little people, You're not allowed to tell the answers. You can scream it as loud as you want in your brains, but you can't say them out loud, okay? All right, so big people, are you ready? Let's have a little bit of science fun here today and see if you remember from elementary school science. All right, so I have a couple of different objects up here, and before I put them in the tank, I'm gonna ask you to give me a prediction, whether you think this item is going to sink to the bottom or whether you think it's going to float on top. Are you ready? Okay, here in my hands, I have a regular can of Sprite, unopened, full. What do you think, folks? Sink or float? Some say sink. I heard a couple say float. All right, let's see. What does the Sprite do? Oh, it looks like it's floating a little bit. Well, you know, this is a good teaching lesson because back in the day when I taught science, sometimes it didn't go the way it was supposed to go. And you tell children, right, that sometimes there are exceptions and sometimes it's stay, right there, stay, okay. Yeah, that's actually supposed to sink, okay? Okay, we're gonna fake it. All right, now next is a can of root beer, also unopened, lid's still on, but this can of root beer is sugar-free. Oh, so what do you think it's supposed to do? Anybody got a guess? Sink, float, fly, who knows what it's gonna do today? All right, some people say sink, anybody think float? A couple, okay, well let's find out. I don't know what it's gonna do. We'll find out when you find out, I guess. Oh, look, root beer is as good as Sprite, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to remember that next time I go to the dentist. I'm going to be like, I can drink as much as I want because it floats in the water. All right. So does anybody know the scientific reason behind this? And I know, husband, you know, but you're not allowed to say because he teaches it. That's my husband back there. All right. Does anybody know why the sugar-free root beer is supposed to float while the regular can of soda sinks? Anybody know why? Tell me, Dakota, what do you think? Root beer has, yeah, it's got, the root beer does not have something in it that this does. Do you know? Sugar, yeah. Kids' favorite stuff, right? When I was little, my dad used to, when he went to the high school every day to teach, he had a box of sugar cubes in his room that he would put into his coffee that he made. And I would go in his room in between classes and grab a handful of sugar cubes and just pop them in my mouth and eat them. That was one of the best parts. Okay, now, next thing. Okay, hold on. This is a big old piece of wood. I have a big piece of wood right here. It's kind of funky, little. I can hold it like that. All right, so before I put this wood in the tank, adults, what do you think about this? Sink or float? Float? Anybody think sink? A couple kids think sink. All right. Well, let's plop it in and see what it does. Here we go. Looks like it's floating, doesn't it? Yep, I think so. All right, so that is definitely a floater. All right, our last big one we're gonna do, and I told the kids when I was little, my dad used to run the neighborhood pool that I work at now. And every now and then we would have kids' nights at the pool where they were, you know, only have kids. You had to pay $1 to come down and there was all kinds of fun kid stuff to do. One of the most favorite things we got to do was to grease a watermelon. And we would throw about 3 or 4 of these in the deep end where it was 12 feet deep, and we all had to work together to get the greasy watermelon out of the pool. It was a mess. So I have this giant watermelon here. Do you, and it's real. It is not one of those fake ones. It is a real one. Because after today, I'm going to take it home and eat it. Does anybody think this will sink? Put your hand up if you think it's going to sink. How many think it's going to float? All right, here we go. Let's see if your hypothesis is right. Let's put it in the tank. It's going to bob around for a second or two. But there it is. It is floating. That is correct. Even though it's really big, it floats. So we had a little bit of fun this week with buoyancy, and even got to do some down in Imagination Station with Miss Michelle. But the last part that I wanted to show all of you today, that I showed the kids, were these two oranges. They're both oranges. They're both real. But notice one has its skin taken off of it. All you see in this hand is the fleshy part of the orange. This orange still has its skin firmly attached. But when I put these in, I want you to tell me what you think is going to happen to each of these respective oranges. So the one with the skin is going to what? Sink or float? Sink. Okay. Let's watch. Yep. That orange is us when we don't trust God to take care of us. When we have these problems that we face, whatever they might be, when we do not go to God and ask God to take care of us and to help us with our problems, that's what happens to us. We will sink because some of us think that we can handle everything on our own, and I am guilty of that as well. I think we all get that way. I don't need God. I can do this myself. But can you? Could you do it better if you had God with you? God is always with you. But we need to remember to not be too proud or too stubborn, as in my case sometimes, to ask God to help us. So the other orange that still has its skin on is protected. And I want you to think of this skin as God. Come here, Daisy. God, come here, it's okay, I'm not going to hurt you. God protects us. He wraps his arms around us and loves us and protects us, just like, you can say, just like this skin protects this orange. So when I put this orange with the skin on into the tank, one last time, guys, what do you think it's going to do? Watch. And it floats. That, as simple as an experiment as that is an awesome way to think of God. God is your protector. God loves you. God is always there to help you through whatever problems, issues, worries, concerns, sadnesses, and joys, I think we sometimes forget about those, that we experience. So, as you leave here today, take that experiment with you, that God loves you and protects you, and we need to trust God. All right. Now, Lauren, go ahead.
If everyone would please join me, we're going to bow our head in prayer. Dear God, thank you for being our friend. Help us to trust you and your promise to take care of us. Please give us the strength and courage to tell others about you and your love. Thank you for always loving us. Amen.
All right, so we're going to have the kids stand back up and sing. We're going to sing a song that I bet a lot of you remember if you went to Sunday school with kids. How many of you know the song, Standing in the Need of Prayer? Remember that from when you were kids? Yep. Well, it's very much the same as when you were growing up. They changed the keys a little bit, but feel free to stay in your seats and sing along if you would like. Okay. There we go. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Jaden was the next verse. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's not my sister and it's not my brother, it's me, Lord. Oh, it's not my mother and it's not my father, it's me, Lord. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Lord, standing in the need of prayer. You're not my preacher, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my neighbor needing a favor, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. You may sit on your bottoms, guys.
So that brings us now to the fourth day of Scuba. The fourth day is always the most serious day because this is the day where children learn about Jesus' death on the cross for our sins and comes back to life. Our Bible buddy, Waylon, the whale shark, taught us that God is a friend forever.
Thanks, God.
Jaden, come up here and share the Bible verse for day 4, please. Thank you.
The fourth Bible verse from this week came from John chapter 11, verse 25. It said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live even after dying."
Thank you, Jaden. So let's watch our Spotlight VBS show from day 4 to see what the kiddos learned that day.
Jesus is God's Son. He came to earth to live as a person, and he never did anything wrong. But one day, soldiers arrested Jesus. Leaders put him on trial. People whipped Jesus with a sharp whip and put a crown of thorns on his head. Even though Jesus hadn't done anything wrong, the people shouted to kill him. They nailed Jesus to a cross. People made a sign to make fun of Jesus for calling himself the King of the Jews. But Jesus really is a king. People gambled to keep Jesus close. After hanging on the cross, suffering and pain, Jesus died. They took him down from the cross, and a man put Jesus in a tomb. Jesus' friends felt so sad. 3 long days later, his friend Mary Magdalene came to put some spices on his body. But the stone covering the tomb had been moved, and Jesus' body was gone. Mary ran to find more of Jesus' friends. What happened to Jesus' body? Finally, they realized no person had moved Jesus' body. Jesus is alive. Even though Jesus never did anything wrong, not even little things, people treated him like a criminal. Jesus took the punishment for all the things we do wrong. And when Jesus came back to life, he showed that he was stronger than death and sin. He beat them forever. Now we can live in heaven with God. And God is a friend forever.
Thanks, God. So as we have learned, God is always there. He never goes away. He won't ever die. But what about us? What about people and pets that we love? Our bodies were not designed to last forever on this earth. Our life will have an end here, but it does not mean that that is the end of us. When we make the choice to follow Jesus, our lives will last forever. Even after our bodies here on earth give out, we will get to spend forever in a wonderful place with God, who is our deepest friend. Heaven will be so incredible. We won't have any more problems, we won't have any more pain or disease, and there won't be any more worries. When we go to heaven, we will only feel love and joy and happiness forever.
So we're going to stand up and we're going to sing a song called One Big Family while folks offer their tithes and offerings. The offering plate is back in the back of the congregation right there in the middle, okay? Please stand with us.
All right, one big family. I got a friend in Jesus. You got a friend in me. Who's having fun with each other like we're one big family. Got a friend in Jesus. You got a friend in me. Who's having fun with each other like we're one big happy family. Stomp your feet. Down, 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 down. Way far down. I got a friend in Jesus. I got a friend in me. We got a bond of each other now. One big happy family. Now let me hear you shout. Hey. I got a friend in Jesus. I got a friend in me. We got a bond with each other now. We're one big happy family. I got a friend in Jesus. You got a friend in me. We got a bond with each other now. We're one big happy family. All right, very good, guys. Thank you. You may sit back down on your bottoms.
For our last day at Scuba, our children learned about Octavia, the octopus. Octavia taught us that God is a friend for everyone.
Thanks, God.
The last story from Bible Adventure this week was about how Paul devoted himself to preaching God's word across many new lands. One of the people who heard Paul's word was Lydia. Lydia had heard of God, but not Jesus. She asked Paul to baptize her and her whole family that day. And Lydia's house became one of the first churches.
Our Bible verse from day 5 will be shared with us today by Mason.
Our last Bible verse is John chapter 3, verse 16. God loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will never die, but will have eternal life.
Good job, Mason. Thank you.
For our last Spotlight VBS, sit back and enjoy some pictures from the week set to our theme song, Thanks God. We will all stay seated during this song and watch the pictures, but feel free to sing along if you so choose.
Thanks, God. There we go. All right.
So this summer at VBS, our mission project was to collect non-perishable food for the food pantry here at St. Paul. We had a shopping cart for the boys and another one for the girls. They're in the back right there. I think there are actually 2 for the boys now.
Yeah, there's 2.
At the end of the day on Friday, the results were this. The boys brought in 275 food items. The girls brought in 208 food items. People really pulled together the last day for the boys.
Yeah, they did.
Good job, guys. So in total, the number of cans of food brought in this week was 483 in 4 days.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We want to thank everybody for bringing in food for the community right here in Chambersburg, and we can't wait to give it out to the folks in need.
Oh, I don't need that. I need this. You're good. All right, so as we prepare to close today, I first of all want to thank all of you for coming here today to celebrate Scuba VBS with us, because we can't do Scuba without you. So whether you were a child who attended VBS and had fun all 5 days this week, whether you are a youth who helped out as a station assistant or in decorating, whether you were an adult who served at registration or as a crew leader or as a station leader and did the teaching this week, whether you brought in supplies or helped to decorate the church last week and transform this entire space, we cannot do VBS without you. It truly takes a team effort. So we owe a lot of thanks to everyone who helped. So I would like to have my youth stand up, my crew leaders, and my station leaders. I need Wes to stand up because this man is absolutely amazing and does not nearly get the recognition and appreciation he deserves. I will tell you, he is phenomenal, and I love working with him back there. He makes it run. Ladies who helped with registration under the direction of Frances Badman, who is just extremely organized at what she does. Anybody who was involved, please stand up for a minute and join in. Stand up, everybody. All right, let's give these folks a round of applause, please. All right. And I'm going to call Aaron and Addie up here for a second. Aaron and Addie and I actually start decorating for VBS in usually January or February. What you see up here on the stage and in the hallways does not automatically come together, and believe it or not, it's not all from Amazon. Although, my husband will tell you, there is a good bit because he keeps showing up at my house and the poor man, I'm sorry honey, has a panic attack. But the light up jellyfish you see hanging out there, they are Amazon. But a lot of this stuff is made by hand. And starting this year in February, I would pick Aaron and Addie up after school, and we would drive up to Shippensburg to Prince Street United Methodist, where we would paint and cut and hot glue and do box cutter stuff that I try to avoid because I kill myself. But we worked and worked and worked on this for about 3 to 4 months. Every other Tuesday night we went up. And these 2 girls just have loved this, and it gives them a chance. You should hear the conversations in the car. It's very interesting, let me tell you. I'm getting a whole new education just by taking them up and down Route 11 every day. So I want to give a special thank you to Aaron and to Addie for your extra time that you have put in for months that does not go unnoticed by me. And next year, we're going to do it again, aren't we? Yeah, okay. Thank you, girlies.
Okay, so Cindy Shores, we have something for you because we can't go at the end of VBS without thanking our fearless leader. So there's a bag of chocolate. Thank you, Caleb and Kush.
Awesome.
And then I had Aaron Blackett decorate this front of this card as Scuba theme. And throughout the week, we had everybody who participated in Scuba sign the back of the card for you.
That's why you yelled at me the other day when I went in, right?
Yeah.
Get out. I love it.
We appreciate all the
That's so
hard work that
pretty.
you put into VBS every year
Nice
and to make an
job,
impact on
Eric.
all of our kids at St. Paul. So we thank you a lot.
Thank you. And Caleb, that chocolate will be gone by the end of the day today, just to let you know. So thank you, everybody. And just to let you all know, at 12 noon today, the fourth church who is using this set will be here to pick everything up. So if you are available to stick around today, as soon as the service ends, we have to tear down everything you see up here, and we've got to undecorate the rest of this hallway. So if you are available to stick around, climb some ladders, and I don't do ladders, they scare me, but if any of you are willing to stick around, we should have this stuff down in about half an hour tops, and then we just got to box it up back there. But if you can stay and help, that would be fantastic. So thank you very much for all of your support of VBS here at St. Paul.
All right, kiddos, are you ready? Here's the theme for next year. So we will see you July 7th through the 11th next year for our VBS when we travel to Alaska for True North.
Aha. I'm already thinking of my costume.
So,
I'm
So
thinking
we're gonna
Paul
have-
Bunyan, lumberjack kind of thing.
we're going to have everyone stand up, and we're going to end the day today with the praise song to God. And we want
Everybody
everyone,
up.
kids
Big people
and
too.
adults, to stand where you are as we sing and dance to I Have a Friend.
Okay, we're gonna have to spin around for this one, okay? All right, everybody, thank you for celebrating Scuba with us. Have a great day and take the love of Jesus with you. Thank you for coming. All right, do you want Jaden too?